so here we are, February 9th, 2023, and there's not much data, and that's why I haven't been using this site very much, but we did catch a little something here on stereo A, and I'm just going to pause it real quick and cover this, and then we'll move on. Here's our scene out here. Let's go to this frame right here, and we'll zoom in on it. And then we'll slide it over. Okay, in this frame here is captured our little object right here, wrapped in the plasma. It's about the only good frame capturing it, but there is an object here coming off the sun causing a CME, just another one of these objects. And then as we go back, you see this little object and this CME, we will go back, and what I want to do is point out our seeds. All this missing data, these 4 days, there was a big event right there that they covered up. These days where we do have data, all the events have been scrubbed. So all these are partial data days, and then here we are, something big is going on again, and now they're covering up 3 days worth of data right here, okay? That's why I haven't been reporting from this instrument much anymore, because they're deleting data, and the data that they do provide is very, very minimal. So now we're going to go back to this now. So here we are at our GOES X-ray flux, the heartbeat of the sun, and you can see we're in C range having M-class flares, which is our normal activity again, which is a a good sign in a way, but bad in others. These CMEs hit, when they do hit the earth, they cause the core to grind on its shell. So CMEs keep us above the seafloor, but then also they do wreak havoc on the earth. So as you can see here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 M-class flares. Now, we went from just nothing at all on the seafloor, below the seafloor, back to all this activity again. So something's going on with the sun again. And last time we had a series of M-class like this, we had, what, 23 M-class flares within the matter of 48 hours. So it looks like we're going back into this active phase of the sun again, which is okay, but it's still not the best thing for us because it's interfering with our magnetic field lines. And now we're going to zoom in on this. And was this the first one? Goes up to 15. Okay, yeah, that is the first one. All right, so let me zoom in on this real quick. Pull this up so you guys can see it a little better. Zoom in one more time. Okay. And then we'll start it all over. So here we are. This is February 9th, about 1:22, so this is pretty much the beginning of the day here. And I'm just going to let this loop play, and I want you to watch how these magnetic excursions, or these EMPs, come flying out the back of the Earth. There was one there. All right. Now here comes a big blast. Our shield's held up pretty good, but then it stretches out, and you see that big magnetic. Here's a big old swirly mess that it just spits out. Then as it continues on, it starts to stretch out again, and then you'll see it do another one of these magnetic expulsions, or whatever they are. Look how swirly these pole lines are and stuff. So let me try to go in just a tad bit tighter here because it doesn't appear to be showing up very well for you guys. All right, there we go. That's better. Look at all this mess. This is our magnetic field lines. This is a sign that something is wrong with the core. When there's something wrong with the core, it'll show up in the magnetic field lines. This is the instrument that shows you the magnetic field lines, and you're seeing all these swirly disruptions and these like electromagnetic pulses that are just coming off the Earth. It's expelling built up energy, I believe. Okay, there's a good one right there. That one was a little weird. Okay. All right, so that was partial of the day. Now, let me go back like this, X out of that one, pull up this. This is the second half of today. And we'll zoom in on it. Put it up and hit play. Okay, this picks up where we left off on the other one, and this is the second half of today. Here you see our magnetic field, our closed field lines. Our shields are nice and strong, but we got an IMF line protecting us. Then it stretches out again, gets all swirly in here again. So you can see our magnetic field. Something is going on with it. Here we go again. All right, there goes another one. And these pulses, the Earth is, the core is like slowing and then going and then slowing and then going, and it's spitting out these magnetic pulses. There's another big swirly one. And then coming up here soon, yeah, is a new event that I have not seen yet. And I believe it's in, nope, it's right after this one, I believe. So here we go again. They're stretching out. But then, did you see that? It went back in. Instead of expelling it and spitting it out, it started to come out. It was still within the field lines, but then it went back in. So we're at the end here. I'm going to back up to this one right here. Okay, let's see here. All right, so let's back up just a little bit more. Okay, now you can see we have our lines coming out, right? These are our red lines. Let's see if I can... Let me use the arrows here. Yeah, it will. So I'm going to pull this down so you can see. Then as we go forward here, you can see our lines are stretching out like we're going to have another one of these bubbles, right? You can see it forming. Here is our green polar field lines inside our closed field lines, all swirling around. And then over here is another little swirl. Let's zoom in on this real quick, because this is an indicator of what's going on inside our core. See this swirly mess, and then it reaches out and has another swirly mess right there? That's all inside a closed field line, okay? Then watch as we're going to back up here, back it up. Whoops, maybe not. Where's my click thing? Okay. Now, so we're backing it up. Okay, so here it is extended. We're going forward now. Okay, you can see this blob come out, but then it retreats and goes back in. So let's back that up. Okay, here's our red field lines. Usually something comes out and then expels and goes out. Here it comes. It's forming, but instead of expelling, it goes back in. So that's new. I've never seen this instrument do that before, or these field lines ever do that before. So that indicates to me there's something wrong with the core of the Earth, okay? I do believe that the reports of it going backwards is true, because they sure have shut up about that, haven't they? And it's been all balloon, balloon, balloon. In fact, you know what? About those balloons, no matter what they are, Chinese spy balloons, whatever they are, I believe that what is happening is those are high altitude balloons. They're up at like 85, 90,000 feet. They have been forced to a lower altitude because of the solar forcing and our low our low shields here. When these, the solar wind is hitting this, it's forcing pressure and making, the atmosphere more dense and forcing those balloons to a lower altitude. And then all of a sudden somebody spots one and now they're all over the place. Well, I believe everybody's spotting them all over the place because the Earth's magnetic field, along with the sun doing its thing, has caused solar forcing to shove those balloons to a lower altitude, and now people are seeing them. That's just my thing. That's just my idea. But anyways, so that was about it for the magnetic field lines. Let's go over to the earthquakes. And here we are over at Turkey again, and it's calming down. And one of the good things is, let's see here, is over on the list here. The latest one was a 4.8. Okay, they're still pretty high 4 range, but there finally was, where to go, a 4.1 and a 4.2. There's a 4.1 and a 4.2 right here. So they are coming down a little bit, okay, in range, but then here we go again with the 4.9 just recently. After that, 4.8 looks like it's increasing again. So we might see more activity. Who knows? This doesn't look like it's over quite yet. Let's move on to the Schumann resonance. Now, here we are at the Schumann. This is the line we're most worried about, right about there. I'm going to take the camera out and zoom in. Or can't zoom in, so I got to take the camera out. All right, I want you guys to take a good little look here at this line right here going across. It's pretty good shape, but then look how it gets weak, strengthens and weakens, strengthens and weakens. Those are all those pulses that we saw and those magnetic excursions that the Earth is kicking out. The core is slowing in these weak spots right here. Okay, then it gets going again, and then it gets going again and weakens, and it gets going again and weakens. All right, so we're limping along, limping forward in reverse, but no big screeches, so that's a good sign. Okay, so back into the tripod here. Whoops. Oh no, yeah, I've done it. Just 1 second here, let me get it all settled again. Are we still here? Hello? Oh, that's what happened. Oh, thank you for bearing with me, folks. Sorry, just a little technical difficulty to get you in the mount here. There we go. All right. On to the next. So we looked at the earthquakes now. I showed you seeds. Wasn't showing too much. Let's go over here. We did this. One other thing I wanted to report on here. Here's our M flares, a 3.8, a 6.3, 2.0, 3.0, 2.8. So we had some activity coming off the sun here. Let's zoom back out. What was the other thing I wanted to show you? Maybe it was this little graph right here. Here's a little more intimate detail of our GOES X-ray flux here, just so you guys can take a peek at it real quick here. Oh, never mind. All right, well, it just shows pretty much the same thing that the other graph did. Here's our M flares. Here's our activity. Okay. What was the other one? Was the CME tracker. View this. Maybe not. All right, well, we'll just move on to tonight's gem. All right, you guys ready for this one? Let me blow this up a little bit. Let me do it even more. There we go. Okay. Let's see, it's coming in. Let's do this. That's about. Alright, I guess that's good enough. Alright, this is our event that happened back on September 10th of 2017, okay? In this is captured this big object right here, sucking material off of the sun. This white round circle represents the size of the sun. And what is going on with my You know what? I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Now we can pull it up and adjust it just a tad bit better. Alright, now hopefully you guys can see this nice round object right here. Here's a cone of plasma, a conduit of plasma that's sucking from the bottom of the sun and the top of the sun, going into a cone shape and hitting the surface of this big round sphere right here, okay? It's hitting the surface and it's spreading out, and there's this little damage ring or an impact zone of the plasma slamming into the surface and spreading out in a circle. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this image here. Let's see if I can go in just a tad bit tighter. It's not really letting me zoom. Okay. Oh, and I'll just zoom back out there. All right. Anyways, this is our second sign from Revelation 12. The first sign was on September 23rd, the woman draped in the sun with the moon at her feet and a crown of 12 stars. In the Revelation, it says that there was another sign. A great dragon appeared in front of the woman. Well, this happened 13 days before the Revelation 12 sign in the heavens, okay? This is the perturber. Now, if you saw Mike from around the world tonight, he was saying the same things that are happening to the earth are happening to the sun. There is something that is perturbing the sun, right? Well, here it is. Here's our object. It's much bigger than the sun. This is back at a 45-degree angle still, kind of back into the page that way a little bit. So it's not even right next to the sun for proper size comparison. It's still back behind it and much bigger, okay? This is the object, and here's Nibiru in front of it. In fact, I think maybe I'll just go ahead and play this quick little snippet right here. Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Okay, can you guys see that image right there? That's the dragon of Revelation 12 right there. That's the other sign that was promised in the Bible that everybody missed, okay? This is our perturber. This is what's affecting our sun, which is in turn affecting our earth, all right? This is what we're up against, you guys. This is all Revelation coming true. This happened right when it was supposed to. Everybody missed it. They were all looking at the woman. And here's this big object. It's almost like our binary twin that has gone dark, almost like a black hole sun. Do you understand what I'm saying? This object is so dense and so big that it doesn't reflect light. This light is bending and draping over it, painting it like a tablecloth over an invisible table. Okay, otherwise you couldn't see this object if it didn't interact with the sun and this plasma drape over it. It's absorbing a bunch of plasma, but it can't absorb all of it. Some of it is draping over it, painting the contour of that round object. Let's see, I did a drawing of it, and let's see if you guys can see this object right here. That's what's going on there. Can you see, oops, there we go. Can you see this shape in that picture right there? I didn't do the best drawing, but that's my rendition right there of what's going on. Okay, and this object is much bigger than the sun. All right, so that's what's really going on, you guys. We have our binary twin is messing with our sun. Now, this was a few years ago. This was back in 2017, but it's in a holding pattern, and it'll be back, okay? So that's it for tonight. I just had to bring this to you guys because we're running out of time, and I think pretty soon we might be losing internet. And I feel I should give you this information before it's too late. So that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.